I want to say welcome to everyone and thank you for all the new subscribers. Thank you guys for your support. It is very much appreciated. Remember to like and subscribe if you have not. Also share the video. You'll be surprised at how many people need to hear this. So if you are listening to this, you either were or currently are or will one day be on the road to recovery from narcissistic abuse. Today I will be sharing 6 ways to expedite your healing after dealing with these emotionally abusive individuals. The road to recovery can be long and daunting. In many cases, the pain of recovery is greater than the initial pain of injury. And in the case of healing from narcissistic abuse, this is true as well. When we were in that relationship, although they were the abuser, they were also the comforter. So when we leave, the symptoms of abuse persist, but now we don't have their comfort as a cushion. So we hit rock bottom and things get worse before they get better. It gets better as we learn to comfort ourselves and meet our own needs. These steps will help us to be that cushion for ourselves, if you will. It literally is like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. So if you sometimes feel like you were making progress, but now you feel stuck, this is normal and you will get better. This is how recovery looks. Just stay on the road and keep going forward. So the first way to expedite your healing from narcissistic abuse is to believe the truth of what you are dealing with. As long as we continue to vacillate in our thinking concerning these individuals, we will remain stuck in their web of deception and destruction. I know this can be difficult because although these individuals are mostly toxic, they can also be generous, courteous, kind, and charming at times. This creates cognitive dissonance in our minds as we try to make sense of the discrepancy between their bad behavior and occasional good behavior. So we say, I know I have caught them in countless lies, but he just bought me flowers. Or we say, I know she smeared my name at work on several different occasions, but when I have an issue at work, she helps me out and gives me great advice. The truth is, if this person's behavior has consistently been toxic, meaning if they have a pattern of destructive and maladaptive behaviors, this is who they are. The only thing we need to validate ourselves is to look at the consistency in this person's behavior. And if this pattern shows that they can potentially be a narcissist, sociopath, or psychopath, then we have to believe that. It is important that we do not invalidate ourselves or what our gut may be telling us. To heal, we must start here. Believe that you are dealing with someone who may have a personality disorder or at the very least, just a toxic person. Regardless of the label, within yourself, you know that you have been continually hurt by this person despite your efforts to make things right. The second way to expedite your healing from narcissistic abuse is to go no contact. If you have nothing that ties you to this person, like children, a job, marriage, family, then it will be best to have no contact with this individual. Things really do get worse for the target. Your self-esteem will take a hit, your anxiety will get worse, and the life will continue to be sucked from you. Many times in these relationships, you will notice that they get stronger while you get weaker. There is never an equal exchange in this type of relationship. Therefore, you will continue to give and give, never getting anything in exchange. They will continue to take and take, never giving anything in exchange. Can you see the issue here? No relationship can thrive and be healthy when it functions in this way. If you are in a relationship with a covert narcissist or sociopath, your emotions will continue to take a hit as they continue to take you through the cycle. You will one day look in the mirror and not recognize who you are. No contact isolates you from the abuse and allows your heart time to heal. While in no contact, you need to guard against being hoovered back into the relationship or trying to get closure. Because you are cutting off their supply, this individual will bring their best tactic forth to get you back. This means you're not falling for the flowers, the charm, the tears, the victim playing, or the silent treatment. It will be difficult in the beginning, but you cannot show any sympathy or weakness towards them while you are in no contact, as this gives them the green light that their tactics are working. There is no doubt that going no contact will be the hardest part in getting and staying free, but you cannot even taste freedom without it. If you must see or speak with this person, you show no reactions in your tone of voice or nonverbal communication. We have to remember that these individuals study people. They are literally predators. More specifically, they look for micro expressions, which are mainly nonverbal communications and tone of voice, to determine where you are emotionally. They must be able to locate you emotionally in order for their schemes and manipulation to work. You are essentially guarding your heart and creating boundaries around your emotions, your weaknesses, and your expressions and reactions. The third way to expedite your healing from narcissistic abuse is to feel your feelings. Reading books and watching videos on emotional abuse is crucial, but the healing is in the feeling. It sounds so cliche, I know, but you have to feel your feelings in order to heal. It is the emotions, thoughts, and sensations in our bodies that we are not aware of which control us. We only get free of the emotions that we bring to the light and become aware of. We heal in a context of safety. So doing this by yourself with your journal or with a licensed and trained therapist will definitely be beneficial. This is when we become less reactive to our triggers, when we are healing our emotions and becoming aware of them. So label the hurt and feel it in your body. Label the rejection, label the anger, the sadness, the despair. Feel these feelings and release them by crying if that is how you release your feelings. This release helps in purging the soul of the abuse it endured. It also helps to validate you as you label what you went through and the hurt it caused. Journaling can be extremely effective here. Here is something that can help when journaling. When you begin to journal, think about and describe the situation that happened to you. It's best if you do it one by one, so one situation at a time. Maybe one day you are recalling a memory about something this person did to you that made you angry when you guys were together. As you are journaling, describe that incident. As you describe it, specifically label the emotions you felt, all of them. The thoughts the event produced, all of them. And ground yourself in your body and journal the area in your body you are feeling this emotion. For instance, you are dealing with the memory of this person cheating on you. You are not together with this person anymore, but you think about it all the time. In your journal, you are going to describe the event and how you found out. The emotions will be, for instance, I was so hurt, angry, and scared when I found out. I felt like I was completely out of control. It also made me feel very jealous and insecure. I thought, now we're dealing with thoughts. I thought, what's wrong with me? Am I not good in bed? Am I not pretty enough? Do I have to do more? I was thinking that I am ugly, not good enough, and that no one would want me. Now that I am recalling this event, in my body, I feel an uneasy feeling in my stomach and throat. My muscles are tight in my shoulders and my jaw is clenched. My heart is also racing. So you see, we thought of the event and we extracted the emotions, thoughts, and physiological reactions within our body. We brought all of this to the light. Because remember, what we are not aware of controls us. And what we become aware of, we can heal. This is real emotional processing and it gets results. What's the benefit? You are releasing these pent-up emotions from this individual situation. So what happens the next time you think of it? You will notice that you are less reactive. It now just becomes a thought without emotions because the emotions were seen, felt, validated, and processed. Now this emotion is healed. Want to be less reactive to a narcissist or to your triggers in general? Do this often. Process the triggers and the hurt, the abuse that you went through. Process the unhealed memories that comes up every now and then. Many times we get into a dissociative state where we feel disconnected from reality. Why is that? This could be because you are stuck in an emotional pain that you have not labeled, validated, and processed. Now, as we do this, we no longer live in the pain of the past or the uncertainty of tomorrow. We become insanely present and grounded as we heal our trauma and these memories that cause us to react. And then you will notice that life in the present becomes peaceful and extremely satisfying. Just a disclaimer here. Some of us will be able to do this on our own, but for others, the pain and trauma is way too deep and intense. And in that case, please seek out a licensed therapist that you can work with to heal. The fourth way that we can expedite our healing from narcissistic abuse is through warfare prayers, and specifically prayers to break soul tie. If you are not a Christian or a believer, that's absolutely okay. But if you are a Christian or you are a believer, then this will be incredibly helpful. Although I am a therapist, I do also believe this is a spiritual battle as well. And in my opinion, there is a demonic element in dealing with an individual whose purpose is to literally destroy you. The soul tie or trauma bond that is created makes it very difficult to leave, which can hinder your healing. These individuals understand this and know exactly what they are doing, as they have done it countless times to countless others in the past. By the time they get to you, they are a pro at creating this soul tie, as they know what works and what does not. As I previously stated, more than an emotional battle, this battle seems very spiritual. And I have found that coupled with therapy and other points here, praying warfare prayers to break the soul tie can be extremely beneficial. There are prayers you can find online, as well as books you can read that specifically help with breaking these soul ties. This relationship assaults the soul. The scars are not on the body. They are on the psyche and on the soul. So as we pray, I believe God will do his part. Our job is to keep no contact or low contact and continue to make the right steps forward. The fifth way is to have a healthy support system. This is a crucial part in your recovery from emotional abuse. We need people in our lives who believe and validate our story. As stated before, when we come out of a relationship with a narcissist, our self-esteem, self-respect, and our value for ourselves is low. We need people around us who can remind us of who we are and encourage us until we get the strength to do this on our own. The last thing we need is someone who is going to blame us for being in that relationship, because most of the time we were blindsided and had absolutely no clue what we were dealing with until we were discarded. It's important to note that going into our next relationship, that we make sure we keep one or two good people around us to explore any questionable behaviors of the individual that we are seeing. This pertains to relationships in general. This includes friendships, co-workers, bosses, family, neighbors, people in general. I believe there are more narcissists, sociopaths, and psychopaths living amongst us than we think. And lastly, number 6. The last way to help to expedite your healing from narcissistic abuse is to get therapy if you can afford it. If I could recommend one thing to do for your mental health, it would be to invest in a great therapist. Many times we would rather invest our money in so many other things, but neglect our mental and emotional health. Investing in your mental and emotional health will advance you emotionally if it is done with the right person. The benefit to this is that it will be harder for manipulators to manipulate you. Amongst a host of other things, a good therapist will introduce you to you. You all will explore your childhood, your strengths, your weaknesses, your triggers, your needs, your wounds, your hurts, and any abuse in your primitive years that may have set you up for a relationship with a narcissist, sociopath, or psychopath. Not only that, but investing in one when leaving a toxic relationship can help to stabilize you mentally and emotionally, ground you in your reality, and release you from the confusion of gaslighting. Someone with a personality disorder is not grounded in reality and generally choose not to deal with those who are firmly grounded in reality. In order for them to capture you, they have to disengage you from truth and into the web of deception. In therapy, this and so many other things will be explored. It will overall make you a more difficult target for narcissistic abuse in the future. As a side note, I want to mention forgiveness here as another element to expedite your recovery process. Forgiveness is crucial because it snatches your power away from the abuser and helps to release you from the trauma bond or soul tie. When you forgive, it is not that you are excusing the abuse, but you are essentially saying that you are no longer a slave to the abuse or the person who abused you. Forgiveness is a process, and you will not get there overnight. The important thing is that you get there for your recovery to be complete and thorough. Hopefully this video was helpful. This is all I have for you today. Remember to love and accept yourselves. You matter. Until next time.